Hey everybody, come on in. This is the Daily Bern, and we had some technical difficulties. That's why we're a little late getting started. I apologize. I tried my best, but I could not get us up on Facebook. So we are only on YouTube today, and which is good because the YouTube audience needs to get more attention. They need to be the focus, because this is the hub, this is the center of the Me on Things and Stuff entertainment universe. This is where all of my shows live. So it's good that you got to come here and visit us at the YouTube channel. So look around while you're here and subscribe. Click that subscribe button and slam the like button. Help me out trying to build my channel up. Thanks, guys. But come on in. This is the Daily Bern. This is the war room of the political revolution. What this is a daily motivational, inspirational show for this political revolution, for all of us that are fighting in this political revolution in order to change our government and our society into one that works for the people. Hi, Lindsay. Come on in, guys, and let me know you're here. Participate. This is a live show. I want to hear from you, and the better the comment section is, the better the show goes. I promise you, I thrive off the comments. So please do not be afraid to participate. Plus, that helps us out in the algorithm and helps us get out to a wider audience. So even if you're here later on, please share and get this out. This is a motivational message for all of us that are fighting in this political revolution in order to change our whole society from one of greed and endless war into one that works for the people. One that has the people in mind. Hey, Rick. Good to see some people coming in. This is, like I said, this is the Daily Bern. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a minute. I'm just going to give a little more time for people to come in because we are not up on Facebook. That's our usual, that was our original home, is Facebook. And we couldn't get it going there today. There was technical problems, and luckily we have other places that we can stream from. So we're able to use the YouTube home to stream from today. And I'm just giving a little bit of time for people to realize that we're here on YouTube instead of Facebook. So, hey Kilo. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Bern. We'll go ahead and get started. We got a good group here. So, this is the Daily Bern. And what is that? Well, it's the war room of the political revolution. It's where we gather every day, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. And we discuss this fight that we're in. We discuss what we're trying to do here, what we are doing here. But we discuss it in a way where we understand that it must happen. It has to happen. And we know that the only way that it will happen is if we do everything in our power to make it happen. We know, we understand that it is our responsibility, and we must be the ones that make this happen. They are not going to allow us. Steve says I'm up on Facebook. I can't be, because I'm only streaming to YouTube. So I don't know how I am. If I am, hi Facebook. I don't know how you're seeing me, because I'm only streaming to YouTube through OBS right now. I'm not using Caster at all to multi-stream. So if I'm on Facebook, it is by an act of magic. But I could be. There could be weirder things that have happened. I was having some major technical difficulties getting started today. But the main theme of the Bern today is going to be that if you want to achieve greatness, you have got to stop asking for permission. They are not going to allow us to have this. They are going to do everything that they can. Everything. And we're going to get into some of the things that they're doing already. And they'll do more. They're going to do everything that they can to make sure that this doesn't happen. Everything that they can possible. Things that I haven't even thought of yet. But it can't matter. What we have to do is persevere. We have to keep moving forward, and we're demanding this. We're not asking. We're not coming to negotiate. We're not looking for middle ground. These are musts, not maybes. This all has to happen. These are changes to society that are long overdue. And we are the ones that will make this happen. Historically, this revolution, this movement, is going to be remembered as what changed the course of our history, and maybe even the thing that saves this country. You know, I see a lot of people saying, oh, it'd be terrible if socialism overtook our government. Oh, I would never support a socialist to run the United States of America. Well, that's why I think it's important. I forgot where I was going, because the socialism thing, let's just touch on that for a second. It's very important to embrace that, because people are afraid of a word they don't understand. I would never support a socialist. I was told that by somebody. I would never support a socialist as president of the United States of America. I won't, and then equated it with communism. So it's important. Yeah, Kilo, I only heard Bernie ever refer to himself as a democratic socialist. That's what I'm saying, though. People say he shouldn't say that because it has the word socialism in it. But socialism shouldn't be a scary word. You know, I'm going to skip ahead if I keep going. What I need to stay on point with is, if you want to achieve greatness, you got to stop asking for permission. We're moving forward. We're going to take this. Now, I was getting to, they're going to do everything they can to stop it. They've already done something in Nevada, the next caucus. They made a rule change, and most early ballots will be null and void, as far as I understand it. Because now, if you didn't make 3 selections, your ballot is not acceptable. So I don't really know how they can get away with that. I have to look into it more. But they'll do creative things like that. And what they're trying to do is keep us from getting 1990. If they can stop us, they can stop Bernie from getting 1,990 delegates. They can keep us from being the nominee. Then they could pull all kinds of shenanigans that we'll get to in a little bit. But we have to overwhelm them to get to 1990. To do this by voting. And I think we should at least attempt that. It's going to be damn hard, because they're going to rig this at every opportunity. But it already looks like statistically that we're going to win most of these states. But with their flooded field, what they can do is spread the delegates out so that it's so thin that we only get like 1,800. We don't get the majority, enough to clinch the nomination. And what they probably would do at that point is combine 2 of their shills and then say, well, here you go. This is your president, your vice president. Here's your ticket. and the reason we got to do this is blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter what they do at that point, but that's probably what they try to do. I try to avoid that a lot on this show, talking about that, what they'll do. They probably will attempt something like that. That's why it's important to understand that this will not be easy. This will not be easy at all. This will be an uphill fight. It's not going to matter, do you see, that we're going to win every state. We're going to win most of these states. They're going to make it to where it's like in Iowa and New Hampshire, where Bernie won both states, but Bernie has one less delegate than Pete Buttigieg at this point. You see what I'm saying? So he's going to win. They're going to make it to where he doesn't get all the delegates or doesn't get a big chunk. So if we don't overwhelm them, if we don't destroy every primary and every caucus, then Bernie's going to get ripped on the delegates. And what they really got to do is keep us from getting 1990. So we need 1990. Kilo says it's a self-defined term. He's got to keep saying it. It's who he is. If he were to reverse himself, might look disingenuous. I think you need to fully embrace the democratic socialism term. It's not, and explain to people that it's not socialism, full-blown socialism, or communism. It's a version of democracy with justice for the people. It's having a society and a government that works for the people, in the interest of the people. Rick says, doesn't share well. People in Kansas being jailed for medical debt. What's going on with the medical crisis in this country? Which, I experience it myself. Not having enough money to pay for things I need medically. Not being able to afford them. For it being out of my reach. There's people that ration their insulin because they can't afford it. Because it's priced out of their reach. 16 times more than they pay in other countries for the same medicine. The very same medicine that people depend on to survive. Oh, there's people messaging me. I can't explain it to them. See, we've been on Facebook this whole time, every day, for months. And I can't get to Facebook right now. But they're messaging me. I'm going to have to put that aside so I don't look at it. But hopefully Steve's still here and people realize after a while that we're over here. We're on YouTube. Because I'm thinking that this is going to turn into a marathon anyway. Because I've got other things in mind. But 1990 is what they've got to stop us from getting. And 1990 is what we need to get in delegates. Kilo says that would be the end of the Democratic Party. And good. And they're terrified. That's why they're going to do everything they can to put a stop to this. If they really wanted to beat Donald Trump, they would be behind Bernie Sanders. They would be embracing him because he's their best chance at beating Donald Trump. But they're not interested in beating Donald Trump. They're interested in beating Bernie Sanders, in beating the people back down. It's mostly about beating us. They don't like him because he's empowered us. That's what they don't like. But we have to trust and have faith that we can do this. Because it does seem impossible. It seems enormous when you really think about it. It does seem like it may be something that can be done. Can't be done. Can't happen. And if you allow yourself to think that way, then that'll be true. So you can't. You can't allow yourself to think that way. You have to stay focused that this must happen. This has to happen. And trust that it will, because you're willing to accept the risk, not because it's safe or it's certain or guaranteed to, but that it must happen, and you're willing to risk it all to make sure that it does. This is going to take a massive commitment, and it's Bernie or vest. This is not Bernie or bust. It's much more serious than that. This is a Bernie or vest situation. We need to be ready to be very, very, very active and to be there in Milwaukee if and when they keep us from getting 1990. If they keep us from getting 1990, we need to flood Milwaukee. We need to flood it anyway, quite frankly. And we need enough people to make that commitment to flood Milwaukee. But if we don't hit 1990, Milwaukee needs to be a sea of people in yellow vests, standing firm and united and strong and demanding that this happens. That Bernie Sanders is the true nominee. Because we sweep this nation and win all these states that we're predicted to win, and they rob him of the nomination in plain sight, we need to have an appropriate reaction to that. Our strength is in our numbers. We are the many and they are the few. They're going to do everything they can to hold on to the greed and the power that they've built. Everything they can to keep what they have. What we're trying to do is take it away from them. So they're going to try everything they can to stop us. We have to overwhelm them to take it. It won't be given to us, and it won't be easy. This is going to be an uphill fight. And Kilo says the rewards are worth the fight. Steve says we're going to party like it's 1999. I need to share this. I wish I could. I need to share this to a certain person. Let me try and do that. Because they're worried, and I want them to get here so they can hang out with us in the Bern. But Kilo says there were 11,000 at the Colorado rally. Wow, that's impressive. You know, a lot of things are very impressive about this revolution and about what's happening. It's not being talked about, though. What about the millions of volunteers that we have in this revolution, fighting in this revolution, doing all they can to move this forward, to make this happen, to make this a reality? What about that? What about the over 7 million donations, averaging 18-something a piece, to push this forward, to keep this going, and to make this happen, to make this a reality? What about that? Is there any focus being put on that? Anything being done about that at all? No. Cameras aren't pointed at that. News reporters aren't talking about that. That's why we must show the people what's happening, because the people want these things. That's why there's 11,000 people turning out to a rally in Colorado, because the people love these ideas. This is popular. We just need those people to turn out to vote in those kind of numbers. Massive numbers. We need massive numbers. So that's why we got to push hard. Can't get comfortable just because we're the front runners. We have to push and push and push and keep pushing until we win. And then we keep pushing until we get healthcare as a human right. We get people paid a living wage where they can live with dignity. We get cannabis legalized so that a miracle medicine plant is available to people, and decriminalized so that these people are out of prison, rotting in a prison cell over a flower, a medicinal, magical, miracle flower. That's an injustice against humanity and needs to be ended. So the Green New Deal, working towards cleaner, better infrastructure, this all needs to happen. But none of it is going to be easy. They don't want any of it. They want to give you empty platitudes and keep doing what they're doing. And they hope to do that under Bloomberg and Biden, or Bloomberg and Buttigieg, or Bloomberg and Warren. But everyone seems to agree that it's going to be Bloomberg and somebody. They want to do that under them or Trump. They don't care if they lose to Donald Trump. They're not worried about losing the election to Donald Trump. They get to keep doing what they're doing under Donald Trump. They're doing it right now. They'd much rather be at the reins, have their guy in there. But I think they've made Trump their guy at this point. I don't think he is a rogue or doing anything they don't agree with or they're not on board with. I don't think there's any evidence to believe that he is. I think he's selfish and a con man. He's very good at what he does. But they would get to keep doing what they're doing under Donald Trump. They stand to lose nothing under Donald Trump. They want to stop us. They need to stop us. That is the worst thing that can happen for them, is for us to win. And it's the best thing that can happen for us. This needs to be important. This needs to be the most important thing. This must happen. And our time is now. We're the front runners. They're admitting that. Think of how big that is for just a second. You know, all war is deception. They use deception on a constant basis against us with their propaganda media machine. They twist the truth and bend the narrative to fit their agenda. They're even admitting that we're the front runners. You realize how big we got to be rushing it for them to admit that we're the front runners? That's insane. Kilo says Bloomberg is there to stop Bernie. Every one of them is. Every one of them is. For different strategic reasons. They're all up there to stop Bernie, spread out the delegate count, keep us from getting 1990. They don't want us to get 1990. They don't want us to clinch the nomination. Bernie gets 1990, it's an uncontested convention. Bernie doesn't get 1990, they can pull their shenanigans. They can get in back rooms with cigars and brandy and make whatever decision they want, like they said they could in court. Like everyone is mocking me, and I'm sure a lot of you, and saying you're foolish. You're foolish to believe this can happen. The DNC said that they're a corporation, a private business, and they can choose their nominee. They can choose whoever they'd like. In the back room over cigars, they said that. They did. Yeah, they said that. And that'll be true if we allow it. If we allow it. We have to take them down. This power establishment, we have to take them down. They have a game on the table. It's rigged, but we can overwhelm it. And that's what we need to do. And good things come to those that wait, but better things come to those that go out and get them. You want something, you have to put in the work and do everything you can to make it happen. And the only way to get what we want is with Bernie, like Kilo says. Anyone else won't generate the vote to do it. There's no other candidate that's going to lead us in the direction we need to go. And the one that we've chose, the one that we're behind, is empowering the people. That's why I believe in him anyway. He's teaching the people what they need to do to be strong, to fight back, to rise up, teaching us how to fight. If you think about what Bernie's done, the groundwork that he's laid, it's pretty phenomenal. It's very impressive. When I think about it, sometimes I'm a little overwhelmed. This revolution that he's built, this movement, is phenomenally organized and functioning beautifully, but has a path to victory that is clear as day. And the only thing that needs to happen to make it happen is for millions of us to have the perseverance and the resolve to keep pushing and make sure that it does. All we have to do is stay determined and stay fighting, stay out there pushing, and make our voices heard and demand that this happens. They don't want to give you anything. If they can tell that we're not going to do that, that we won't go to that level, that we won't demand it, that we won't come take it, then they won't give it to us. They don't want to give it to us. But we can't be afraid. We need to live our dreams, not our fears, and go after these things for the future, for our children, for our children's children, for there to even be a future. We have got to do something big. It's got to happen now. It's happening right now. This is when we need to do it. We got to get all in. So, if you're not already a volunteer, look into volunteering. Go to BernieSanders.com. There are plenty of ways to volunteer. A lot of ways you may not have thought of. So look into that. See if there's something that fits you. Or donate. Any amount you can. You know, Bloomberg is going to spend $1 billion in this election. $1 billion to buy the nomination. And, you know, if they pull shenanigans, which I guarantee you they will. So when they do, I'm being told that Bloomberg is the one that we're going to have to be worried about. Right on, Rick. Have a good day, man. But Buttigieg is a threat as well. And these people, they're not going to drop out. Warren, she's not going to drop out. They're going to stick around. Klobuchar, she's going to stick around. Try to pull some delegates from Bernie. Try to keep him from getting 1990. That's what they're there for. Every one of them. And it sucks to see it coming. Because we could sweep this whole thing. But as long as they can make sure that Bernie doesn't win by such a wide margin that he sweeps the delegates and they can keep him trimmed down under 1990, they can try to steal it. So we have to realize this is a Bernie or vest full commitment situation. We need millions of people to have that attitude, to to see this all the way through to the end. This is do or die. This must happen. There's not going to be a wait till later in this situation. This has to happen now. This must happen now. So do all that you can. You know, they intend to rig this. We know that. We just need to do all that we can. Overwhelm it. Inform people. Be the media. Get out and spread the truth. You know, make sure that you learn the platform and how things get paid for and how things work and the tax structure and all of that stuff really well so that you can get out there and inform people. Because as Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And you've got to be able to get it across simply. So maybe pick something. Pick Medicare for All, for instance. That's a very popular program. Pick that and inform yourself and spread the truth. Or learn the taxes. There's a really, really cool infographic, whatever they're called, that I can add to the comments after this, to the feed here. Or maybe I can. I don't know if I can do that on YouTube or not. But I can share the information with you in a shareable form of a little meme that shows the tax bracket. So it informs people. Because you know how many people are afraid? There are people that are afraid that they're going to pay 52% in taxes. How could you even think that? That's unrealistic. Why would it be? How could that even be? They're spreading that kind of fear porn on Trump sites. I'm seeing it all the time. I get tagged in it. And nobody wants to listen when I tell them it's wrong. But some people don't want to listen to anything. We just need to keep pushing, and keep fighting. And I really believe 100% that if we do that, if we keep moving forward and we have the perseverance and determination and discipline to keep fighting, no matter what gets in our way, that we cannot be stopped and that this will happen. But I know that they're going to make it look like it can't, say that it can't, call it impossible, and fight against it with everything they've got. And we need to understand that too. Because there's going to be a lot of things happen, like rigged coin tosses, and more shenanigans than you can think of. I'm sure things we haven't even imagined yet. But what they're trying to do is stop Bernie from getting 1990. And that's what we need to get, is 1990. The only way we're going to get it is by overwhelming them. He's got to start winning. Winning isn't enough. We have to crush it. People have to know that. Especially these caucuses. Get as many people as you can to come and caucus. Get as many people as you can to go vote. Drive them. Whatever you can do to get more people out. The more people we can get, the bigger these margins can get, the better. Because we need to get more delegates. They're doing the best they can to trim down the amount of delegates that Bernie has. We can't allow that to happen. We need to hit 1990. That's our goal. Can't wait till later to start trying to hit it. We got to push and push and push and inform and spread the truth and wake people up. We've decided we want this. And we've decided that it's very important and it must happen. So now we have to do the work. We got 5 months to hit 1990. That's our goal. That's what we need. So that's what we need to make sure happens. And it's going to take getting more and more people involved. More and more people out to vote. That's what it's going to take to overwhelm them with our numbers. That's the only way we can take them down. So that's what needs to happen. So keep fighting, keep pushing, keep informing people, keep waking people up. There's a mass awakening happening, and it's really encouraging to watch it happen, to watch it take place. And it's kind of cool to get to be a part of it. It sucks that it's not being reported on and shown or focused on, but we know it's happening. So once we reach a tipping point, there will be nothing they can do to stop us. All we need to do is reach that tipping point. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, and we'll win. Not Bernie, us. We're going to make this happen because it must happen. But thanks for watching. And for all of you that are still here, I've got a little fun thing planned here in a little bit as kind of a way to boost the YouTube channel. So come back for that here in a little while if you want. Watch for that. I'm going to share it, and we'll hang out and have fun. I want to do a fun one as a way to boost the YouTube channel and get some subscribers and get some excitement in the YouTube channel and promote some videos and things like that. So I think that'll be cool. But thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you tomorrow on the next Daily Bern. Hopefully we'll back up in both of our homes. And I apologize to all the Facebook people that missed out on today's burn. I'll try to figure out some way. Maybe I'll download it to Facebook and watch it in a watch party or something so that Facebook gets to participate in the Daily Bern today. But I apologize to them. And I tried everything. I couldn't get it going. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next episode.